So what you want to do is grab a little brush or a moustache. Oh my god. Hi guys, COVID-19 and all that. I've decided to do this tutorial, and what we're going to do to start off is literally just wet the hair down and create a parting or sectioning, just to define which is the top and which is the side. And you can do that just by following the top of the forehead all the way back to the crown. Okay, so most of you out there will have some type of clipper or trimmer. I'm using the Seniors by Wahl. You can get cordless ones and also corded. I'm using the cordless, and I've basically what we're going to be doing is just taking the bulk off with the number 2, which is a 6mm guard. So what you need to do, if you've not got one of these clippers, just look for that 6mm setting on your trimmer, and all we're literally doing is clearing the bulk off just to clear the canvas, just getting rid of all that excess hair that we just don't need anymore. Just makes it a lot easier to complete the fade. Sorry if you can hear my little girl in the background, she's crying, just in the kitchen, and she's just about to get in the bath with the mum. So as I say, we're literally clearing that weight off there. Just keep going over it, looking for the darker patches. So this next step, we are literally creating a bold line, or the first guideline. We're going to be taking this up in quite a few stages, in several stages I should say. So literally with no guard on, just be careful around the ears. We'll just produce that line. Just take your time with this, you don't have to go as quick as I do. So I've had a little bit of practice at it. It will get easier. Just follow that all the way around the head. I'm only just doing one side at the moment. So what I'm going to be doing next, you don't have to do this step if you don't have a small trimmer, but what I'm going to be doing is just taking off the little tiny hairs just before I use my foils, because I find it a lot easier to do it like this. But again, you don't have to do this. The 0 on the clipper will be absolutely fine until you can get to a barber shop. So like I said, these are foils or a beard shaver. This will take it down to the skin. So if you are lucky enough again to have one of these, or a brawn shaver or something like that, that will take that weight off there, just take it down to the actual skin to create the skin fade. So what we're doing now is literally just taking it up to that first guideline, towards the top, just lightly dab on the skin. You do want to leave a little bit of weight there, just produce the first part of the fade. So this next part, what I like to do is just to produce that C cup, just like this. So just with the trimmers, just using the corners. So you take it from one side, then up to meet it from the other. I like to keep that weight there, especially on Roman. So what we're doing now, we're going to create the second guideline, which is a 0.5. So if you've got a 0.5mm setting, we're going to be taking up about ½ an inch, and we're going to do this all the way around with a flick out motion. So start at the bottom and flick out towards the top. You may have to go over this a couple of times. Then we're going to change it to the 1 guard or the 3mm. We're going to take up another 1/2 inch. Again, just look for them darker spots. Then back to the 5mm, 0.5mm I should say. Then we're just going to use the corner of the blade and just aim for the line in between the 1 and the 0.5. Looking for those little darker spots again. So what we're doing now, we're just going to adjust the lever to a 0.75 and just take it just that little bit further. Just take them darker touches out. Again, just using the corners. So, I mean, if you are cutting to this video, you can pause it on each step. I know I'm going pretty quick. So what we are going to do now is we're going to take the guards off and we're going to aim for that bottom guard line, the first guard line, and we're going to hit it with the no guard, just with the corner again. We're going to start underneath, then flick up towards the line. Then a little bit later on, we're just going to adjust it again to a 0.25. And just taking it up to the top of the 0.5mm. Just creating that fade. I'm going a little bit quicker now, speed it up for you. And what we need to be doing, we just need to be looking for them darker spots. Adjust the clipper. You may have to switch to the 1 guard and the 0.5 guard, but just keep flicking it out as I'm doing here. You may have to work at this a little bit. So what I do personally, I don't know if other barbers do it as well, but if you can blur your eyes, kind of go cross-eyed, and you'll be able to see the darker patches in there, and just aim for those, just those corners of the clipper. So this is what I mean about the C motion and the flick out. So you go in with the clipper and literally towards the top, just flick it out. There we go, just from a slightly different angle. We keep it really flat to the head and just towards the top, just flick out in a C motion. So what you need to do, just need to keep going round until there's very few dark patches and there's quite a good fade there. Then what we need to do, we need to hit this top line with the 1.5, which is about 4.5mm on your beard trimmer. Good old Roman, pulling faces again. Then we're literally using the corner and flicking towards the 2 that we put in earlier. Then a little bit later on, we're going to change it to the 1 guard and alter it to 1.5 and just use that just to flick out again. There's a bit of a closer look for you. So you just need to follow the grain on this part, so the way the hair kind of flows how it grows out. And there we go, I've got the one on there. Just flicking the one up, just with the corners again, just to create that the top of the fade. So we can work on the top now. We're going to wet it all through. If you can wash your hair, it would be better. You just need a comb and some scissors. Try and get the sharpest scissors you can find. Professional scissors are very sharp, but they're quite expensive as well. So anyway, so what we need to do, we need to flatten the hair down. The crown, just literally try and follow the crown around as best you can. Everybody's crown is completely different. So we'll just wet that down and just try and get a shape of the hairstyle that you actually want. We look at around about 1 centimetre you need to take off, okay? But Roman wants to take his hair a lot shorter than last time, so we are going to be taking a little bit more off. So what we need to do first, we're going to cut this in sections. First being this back part here. So we drag the comb across, lift the hair up,
and grab the bottom.
Just comb through again, and that's how much we're going to take off Roman's hair. So what you want to do is cut straight across, like that. Brush the hair forward, then just work your way down towards the front. Okay, so we're just speeding this up. Just working all the way down to the front. I have changed the cutting style there. I started cutting it on an angle, so Roman likes a little bit of texture in, so I can cut it in from there. But for you guys, if you've never cut hair before, literally just cut straight across, and I'll show you a technique a little bit later on how to create a little bit of texture. So we're just working on Roman's fringe now because he likes to wear it forward. We're just going to take the first section, so we're just creating another guideline. Just cut straight across to the desired length. We did actually take this a bit higher towards the end when it was all dried, because Roman did want it just that little bit shorter. He was having it to, he was growing it out. And just continue doing this until it's there. I'm just going to cross-check the cut now, just down the centre.
And make it look like a mohawk.
Make it look a little bit like a mohawk, yes, Roman.
Yes, I'm smart boy.
Then what we need to do, we've done this central section here. We've got another section just going down there. Then we'll connect the sides into that as well. So next up we're going to hit Roman with a hairdryer. We're going to dry that crown off. I never cut the crown when it's wet. It can go really wrong if you do cut it a little bit short. So that's why I like to dry it all off at this stage. Then we can cut a little bit of texture in there as well. Roman likes to wear it quite messy. He's a boy. He's lazy. He just wants to get out of bed and go. So we put that texture in there, so he doesn't really need to put any product in, but we'll put product in today to show off the textured look. So here we are at the crown. So what we're going to do, we're going to just blow it in a circular motion just to create that volume at the back, and we can see how the crown actually wants to fall. We'll cut the shape around that. Finish with that. So here we are, we're at the stage now where I'm just going to take a few sections of hair, and we're literally going to cut a triangle shape in there. So we hold it at the angle and literally cut a few triangles in. Then we take another section and we just carry on all the way through the haircut. And what this does, it creates different lengths through the hair, and this is where the texture comes from. So what I'm going to be doing now is a bit of clipper overcomb. You can use scissors for this part, but I like to use the clipper on Roman. It's quite a simple process. You literally just run the flat part of the clipper along the comb after you've pulled out what was kind of overhanging, what looks out of place. So literally run it across, or you can change it and go upwards like that. Again, just follow this all the way around until it looks nice and even. So what I'm doing next up is just checking for any dark patches, any dark spots. Then we've decided to add a little bit more texture by just twisting the hair. Then lightly just take a few strands off, just like that. So a few random ones, this just adds to the texture. So this is where Rome decided he did want to take it a little bit shorter. So we've cut the hair at the front, and we're literally just going to tack it up with the trimmers. He's getting quite fussy now. He's got a dad who's a barber. He normally has this cut at least every 2 weeks. But even after a week now, he's saying, "Dad, can I have a haircut?" So just before putting any product in there, what I'd like to do is just like shuffle it around, make sure I can see the texture, just to alter that fringe again, just make sure it's sitting okay. Get rid of any loose hair. If you can, wash it and re-dry it. And I found it's just sitting a little bit too thick. We have to keep a lot of weight on Roman's fringe, because it does stick straight out forwards normally. That's why we have to cut it a little bit longer. It's looking good now. So just a little bit more. Just taking the weight out slightly, just so it sits nicely. And I can see that texture in there. So I'm going to hit it with the textured clay. Just need a little bit. Just mix it up in your hands. Make sure there's no lumps. So there we go. Just get rid of all those lumps. And what we need to do, we need to hit, not the top of the hair, but we need to aim for the roots. If we get at the roots, we're going to get it on top as well. So here we go. So just completely mess the hair up. Then we can recomb it out then. There we go, just combing it forward, creating the shape. Probably a bit too neat, so what we do, we get our fingers, give it a nice mess up, and you can also backcomb it slightly as well with your fingers or a brush. Okay guys, here's the cut. This is Roman Skin Fade. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if this video did help in any way. And let me know if there's a different type of cut that you want me to do. Hope you enjoyed this video. Roma did. Little tap on the head. And fresh cut trim slap on the back. Cheers. Thank you again. Stay safe. Keep washing them hands.